Welcome to the MsSavvyPro Show with Patrice Jackson, a.k.a. MsSavvyPro, where each week we get up close and personal with successful purpose-filled people to reveal their struggles, strategies, and inspiring stories of how they are changing the world one person at a time. Our purpose is to empower you to start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can to pursue your dreams and goals.
Hey, everybody. Good evening. It is me, Patrice Jackson, a.k.a. MsSavvyPro, and we are here this Tuesday with yet another purpose-filled person who is going to tell us all about their journey and their passion and how they use that to inspire the world and just change the world from where they are. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in to our show, and for everyone who has bought the book. You know, I released the book, Yes, Purpose Matters, or Purpose Matters, in February, and a lot of the authors have sold out of their books, and it is going really well. And you know that if you want to buy the book, you can always contact me on any social media site, or you can email me at SavvyPros, for you, the number 4, the letter U, at gmail.com, or you can go to yespurposematters.com and actually join the project. We want to hear about your purpose. We want to hear about what you're doing in your life, and if you want to view the authors, you can actually go to the website and check out their sites and everything. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the show. We're going to introduce our guest and hear about how she's using her purpose and her passion to change the world. So we have Miss Fijabi, but she also is known as Fiji, and I have been knowing her for quite some time. We are in a networking organization together. She is such a sweet and dynamic person, and I am so inspired and waiting to hear what she has to say. So, hey, Fiji, are you there?
Hey.
Welcome
yes,
to the
here.
MsSavvyPro Show.
Thank you.
So, like I was saying, you do a few different things, but you have a new project coming out that you actually came on the show to talk about. But before you do that, please tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to where you are today.
Okay, well, great. I will be more than happy to go ahead and do that. So, let's say a few things about myself. I guess I can say my favorite color is red, and I'm a Libra. And now, let me see. So I guess I can go into more of saying that I love to meet people and help out as well. So my is always to make the other person happy. If that person's not happy, I'm not happy as well. So everything I have done down the line of my experience, work experience, projects, volunteering, all has been down that line. I have a bachelor's degree in business management, a master's in human resource management, and then a few political science and public administration experience as well as education too underneath my belt. So I'm excited to put everything I've been doing for the past few years and this year with the new project going on in place. So the one thing that we're actually going to be talking about today is a nonprofit that I actually started this year, and it's called Next Chapter Incorporation, and I'm extremely excited to actually do this. I feel like this is what God wants me to do, and to really go into a little bit more details, because I know we have the rest of the show to actually talk more about it, but Next Chapter is something that's really close to what I've been going through my whole childhood life. Next Chapter mission was actually to guide teens and young mothers to self-sufficiency through mentorship, education, and community connection. And most of these, let's put it like this, this mission was in my mind when I was a teen mom as well, because I knew for sure I did not want to be in the place I was in. From staying in the projects to moving from place to place at least once a year, from staying in a shelter, and having my first daughter at 14 years old made me realize that this life is not for me, and I will make sure that this life is not for me. And I was on a mission from then. God has blessed me with so much that all I can say is there's days I would just cry of happiness and not even take it for granted, because I'm in a place where he needs me to be. So now for next, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that I think it's very inspiring that you took your past, and you not only did you come so far from where that was, but you also using it to help other people who were in your position with Next Chapter. And also I wanted to say I love the name of the organization, especially how it coincides with what you are offering to the community.
Yes. And the good thing is it's Next Chapter with 2X. And one of the reasons why it's Next Chapter with 2X is because you're never alone. And that's one of the reasons why I put 2X inside of it.
Yeah,
so you always have that other person with you.
Yeah, and that's what you need. I mean, and when you're a teen mom, you have, I'm sure a lot of people do have their parents, but some don't, right? And then, too, if you're a teen mom, a lot of times your friends don't have children, so they can't, be there for you. They don't really understand, so I can understand how someone in that position will feel lonely or feel alone.
Mhm. And it's not that it's sad. It's, what's the word? Because it is sad that because you have this situation, it comes up more and more. And as generations keep going, it does say that we have the teen rate is going down, but there's other issues that's following of the teen pregnancy rate going down. So it's just a whole. It's not just one part. Next Chapter actually assists with teen mothers and also young mothers as well. So we have these teen moms. They keep going, and they're trying to make something of themselves, trying to reach that level of their life where they don't know what they want to do. Because I know there was a few times I didn't know what I wanted to do. Even though I was on a straight path, I felt like it was all over. And even though I had my mother to a certain extent, I still had that responsibility of trying to do something for myself. So I know it can be hard to where you don't know what's next and you don't have that person to guide you at all. I had to do a lot of research to actually teach myself.
Yeah, so you kind of, because you didn't have, like I said, you weren't amongst people who were kind of going through, who had already been through it or maybe going through it with you. So what are some of the things that you wish you had support from the community when you had your daughter?
So one of the things I can say that actually, let me see, the support from, because I know there was a few programs that was out there, and it was mostly for you to actually really know what that program is and be in it. You have to jump out of your box or get out of your box, stop trying to be scared, and actually ask for help. Now these days, people don't like asking for help. In my time, people didn't like asking for help. But it's hard to do that because you're scared to feel like you're judged. And one of the things I did not want was, and I think that's why I didn't ask for a whole bunch of help and I tried to do everything myself, was because I felt like that organization was going to judge me. It was going to either if I went towards a church or if I went towards let's say, any little organization, or it was overpopulated to where everyone was there. So then you had everyone there that would judge you, and then you'll get discouraged of trying to move forward. Like, I felt like there wasn't a whole bunch of encouragement on and on and on. It just felt like it was just a job to some people, and it shouldn't be like that. So it got to a point where I think my mother, and I actually do thank my mother to this day, because, we've been through things. Everybody goes through things with their parents. But this one particular moment actually stays in my head, to where my mom actually moved me from one city to another city because she knew I was pregnant. She wanted me to be able to keep to stay confident and keep moving in what I want to do with my life, because she knew I had this ambition. Yeah, it was one mix up. I did this. It was my fault. Stupid. At 14 years old, but she knew that I still wanted to do that, and I actually thank her to this day. She might not have been there financially, but she was there as a support, to where I knew she would go ahead and say that, hey, I am proud of you, because you're still moving forward. Even though I'm not there to help a lot, you're still moving forward no matter what no one says. And that's when we moved to Lakeland, Florida. And the great thing about that, I actually ended up going to a teen pregnancy school. Florida is one of those states to where everything is not just granted to you. So if you wanted free child care, you had to work hard for it. So she ended up putting me in this teen pregnancy school, which was awesome, amazing. I might have gotten into one or two fights. It was all girls. But at the same time, it put me in a different perspective and made me realize, like, this opportunity actually helped me move forward. The pregnancy and parenting classes that I went to helped me learn how to be a better mother, even though we become a natural parent when we have our child. There's not a book in this world that can tell us what we can do or not do with our child. So I knew for sure that this was the greatest opportunity for me, what I wanted to do. Like, from almost thinking I could do engineering, but I don't think I will ever do that, because, I love math, but no. That's not something I will actually go down the route of doing. But it was something there for teens like me. It wasn't big, but it was there. And I learned a lot within that 1 or 2 years, and then went off back to regular high school. And my perspective and my drive got even stronger.
And I think,
sometimes you have to put in.
About, like, you know how you watch TV and, like, back in the day, like in the 50s and 60s and stuff like that, or even 70s. Back then they would say, "Oh, they sent her away," right? And and I like that you give the perspective of that you went to a school for teen moms, because it wasn't bad. It was something that allowed you to grow within this, and you were taught to be self-sufficient. Maybe you had to do it at an earlier age, but you still everybody has to learn these things. And I think that it's good that they have schools like that or programs like that, because, like you said, this is not the end. Yes, you were pregnant at 14. Okay, now what? This is not just the end of your life. There's so much ahead of you to do. And, when you have these schools and you have organizations, you have supportive parents or people around you, that helps, let you know that it's not over. And I think that's important to not to establish, but that's important to say, because it, like you said, it's not like it's just not happening anymore, And I think that it's important that people hear this, because they may have someone in their life that they may need to be there for.
That's right.
Wow.
It's crazy, but it's still out there. And it's still something that needs to be addressed. And one of the things is next chapter became a 501c3 nonprofit organization to provide a place for moms and soon-to-be moms to feel loved instead of judged. So that's one of the reasons why I really started this. And when you're ready, we can go into the story why I decided to establish and found this this wonderful organization. I feel like there's so much that I can do with it. We can do it. My board can do with it. I have an amazing board, and we're just excited to keep moving forward with it.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I would love to. I really want to hear that story because I'm excited about hearing about the organization and seeing where you're going with it in the future. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, you can tell us all about it.
Great. I'm happy to do that.
All right. Okay, you guys, we are here. We are here in Fiji's inspiring story here on the MsSavvyPro Show on the I Am a Superwoman network. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to let her tell us all about like how she started the organization, why she started it, and we're going to hear what's going to come up next for her. So you guys, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll hear it. All right, you guys.
Put your hands together for Sharee Sharif White. Is there anybody here who wants to be set free? Is there anybody here who's tired of being deceived? Is there anybody here who truly believes that they can be exactly what the Lord designed them to be? Yeah. Is there anybody here who can tell you a story?
My name is Therese Eagleman, and I believe purpose matters. Hey, this is Kim of Rhythm and Stroke. Hey, I believe there's peace and purpose.
All right, yes, that was Kim Brown for Rhythm and Stroke. That is a coach team or team that teaches you how to swim here in Cleveland, Ohio. Check them out. If you have any questions, I'll put their link in the event page on in the event page on Facebook. All right, you guys, we are back with the MsSavvyPro Show, and we have Fiji on the phone, and she is telling us all about her nonprofit organization, Next Chapter, and all the things that they do in the community for moms. So, Fiji, welcome back to the show.
Hey.
So you, before we took the break, you had told us all about, your experience, your past, and a little bit about how it inspired you to start Next Chapter. So now can you tell us exactly why you started, when it all started, when the idea popped in your head?
Okay. So the idea actually popped into my head, I would say, a couple years ago, when I was like, hey, I think I want to sometime down the future start a nonprofit, but I'm scared. I don't know what to do. So I put it off.
Always.
I did not. It's one of those things, that you start second-guessing yourself, thinking that, can I really do this? No, I'm not doing this. So I let it keep going. I sat back. I saw what God has, when he kept putting me down, what path he kept, letting me. So 2018 comes, and I'm just laying in my bed, and this was in January, and I already decided in December to actually start, it's this program that actually allows you to learn more about what a nonprofit is, what you can do, what you can't do, and I felt like it was really beneficial. And the organization I went through was BLOT, and it was a 7-week class, so I made my payment in December to start it in January. The class went every Sunday, and I just was laying in bed one night, and I just started crying. And I started crying for one reason, because I was happy. I was happy where I was. I was happy where my 2 beautiful girls were. I was happy that I wasn't moving every year. My bills wasn't behind. And this all came from a 14-year-old girl starting out with my daughter right now. She's beautiful. She's in everything. Softball, she dances, things. So I was just crying of happiness. And I was like, me and God had a talk, and I felt like it was time to give back the blessings that he has given me. And I just knew that going down this route, starting this class, learning more about nonprofits, learning what I can do, what I can't do, I was going down the right path. It was like a confirmation for me. So then the next day I received another confirmation, and it was more into, it was like a visual confirmation. Now this one wasn't just talking, it was more of a visual, and I'm just sitting, and there was Mayor's Court in front of me, and I'm just watching inside Mayor's Court, and I see a young mother with 2 kids. Well, actually, it was one. She was pregnant with another one, and she was struggling. She was really struggling. Now, in Mayor's Court, we try to tell people to not bring their kids, but we understand things happen. I don't know the reason why she was there, but it was just interesting to actually do, because I understand her pain. Because I had to take my child everywhere I went, and my oldest, we rode the city bus, we walked in the rain. We did everything that you would think somebody would break down and cry, but with God's will, you just kept going with the strength. And I just felt like, I was like, no, this organization really needs to happen, because you never know what you can provide to that next person, and that service can actually change them forever. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to keep going with Next Chapter. And it's also why Next Chapter name actually was established, because I felt like putting the 2X in next allows us as an organization also to let everyone else know that, hey, you're never alone. You always have someone there. Do not be afraid. You will never be judged, and we'll work through this together. You will become the reach that ethics of your life. You will be able to understand that whatever you went through doesn't have to continue. And I just knew that right from there, that was confirmation.
Wow, and it's funny how things are established, and how the story of how things are created. So you took this class, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to take it because it was a good class, but you weren't quite sure what you were going to do with it. And then as the time went by, things were being revealed to you that this is what you needed, and it all started from you being happy, right? Like you were happy from where you were to where you are now. And that's a lot of times people don't get to experience that joy. But now with your organization, they're one step closer to being able to experience that and know that this is just a moment in your life, right? Like because everybody has that, maybe something that happened to them or that happened in their life that may have took them off track just a little bit. But when you have someone to say, okay, you're off track, but let's get you back on track, and these are the steps that you need to take, that's important and that's needed nowadays.
Correct. And I agree with you, Patrice. I really do. And it is important. So, that's how next chapter kept going. And then I went through the process, and we became 501c3 certified, and we're ready to make moves, basically. Yeah.
What are some of the things that the organization is going to do?
Okay, great. So, and I'm glad you asked me that, because now I'm over here thinking, well, I'm excited to let you guys know what our values are, because I feel like this is part of our mission of making sure we let people know that we're not just here to be a fluke. No, we're actually here to find a need, because in anything that you do, you want to make sure you find a need. You want to make sure those needs are solved no matter what. And then we want to educate one another, because it's like you benefit a lot from each person no matter what. Somebody can come into this organization, and I've never been through it, but at the same time, we're educating one another. We're understanding each other's feelings. So it can be actually beneficial to the organization and to them, because we're able to find those resources for them that they may need. And the next one will be an example. Next chapter is nothing but an example. I lived it. I went through it. I understand how it feels. And as a young mother, it can be stressful, especially as a young mother being married, or as a young mother having 2 or 3 or 4 kids. It can be hard, and it's good to have that support and knowing that, hey, what other resources can I get to out there, or what can I do to become more self-sufficient and not feel like this is where I need to stay at right here. I have to stay in this one place in my life. I can't move any further, or I can't do anything with myself. And next, to attain your ethics in life, you want to be able to reach that highest point. You don't want to stop, and I want other young mothers to know that. I want teen moms to know that you don't have to stop. You can keep going and keep going and keep fighting until never. You want to just keep going and just reach that highest place of your life and know that you're able to do something and bring something for your kids. And then teach values. That's like the biggest thing of next chapter. We want to teach values. We want to understand that you want to take from whatever you went through in your past and bring it to your future, to where your perspective change. You understand. You feel more confident. You're not taking life for granted. You're understanding why we go through these things and why God puts us down this path, and our faith is growing and growing more. And our values run down from the first word of our name, which is next, NEXXT. So we find the needs, educate one another, be an example, attain your ethics in life, and then teach values. And I think that's one of the things that I'm happy and I'm excited that our organization could bring to our community. And that's our community as a whole for Northeast Ohio. And then, again, we're going to go through, like I said, we're trying to bring self-sufficiency to our young mothers and teen moms. We're going to do it through mentorship. also the education. We're going to try to partner up with a few educational facilities as well as other businesses. We want to be able to bring, let's say if there's a parent or a teen mom, well, both, a parent that doesn't have the job skills that they need to be able to succeed in life. We want to work with a business to go ahead and see if they can get that experience within 2 weeks to build their resume a little bit. They don't have to be paid, but at least they're able to get those skills, even if it's computer skills or if it's just being in front of customers, they're able to have that customer service skills as well. And then community connection, reach out. And one of the things is the reason I say community connection is, like, right now we have our biggest event, and I want to go in more details with it, but I'll wait till we're finished talking about next chapter being more established before I get into the event.
Okay, so you mentioned, one of the things you mentioned was that you're going to be reaching out, working with the community and with local business owners. So how can someone who wants to help you or be part of the program reach out to you, and how can they let you know that they want to be involved?
If they would like to be involved, we do not have a website yet. We will be. We're actually working on it right now because our current sponsors will be on there. But if they want to go ahead and reach us and they want to help out or assist in any type of way, anything helps. Even if just a word would be great. And you can actually contact me at 440-574-0526. Or you can email me at nextchap, which is NEXXTCHAP, as in Peter, at gmail.com. And then we also have a Facebook page, which is Next Chapter, at Next Chapter, and you can follow us on there too as well. So we'll have events and other stuff that we're looking for. If we're ever looking for a certain organization or business that can actually assist us with this mission, we'll definitely post it on there too as well. But I will be reaching out to businesses around Northeast Ohio to see if they are willing to actually even provide this service, their time to actually giving the skills to another teen mom.
All right, you guys, you heard it here. If you would like to be involved and you would like to help this organization, which is truly needed in the community, make sure you reach out to her. We'll make sure we have that information in the event page on Facebook, so that way you can just copy and paste or click the links according to what you want to do. And make sure if you have questions, like you said, even if you have a positive, inspiring word for her, make sure you offer that up, because sometimes that's the key. That's the one thing you need to kind of push through the day. So you never know how your gift can help someone else in the community. So, Fiji, tell us, you say you wanted to tell us about the other events and the other things that you're doing. What's next for Next Chapter?
So part of our mission is community connection. So we want to be able to reach out more and, we're letting the community know that we're here to stay, and we want to be able to provide more resources to the community at hand. Now, I want to first say my board is amazing. I'm actually the executive director of Next Chapter, but the president, Alicia Wilson, the chief executive secretary, Sheena Williams, and then our board members, Debbie Martin and Sylvia Thumming, they were amazing at assisting me with this opportunity of releasing out our Teen Mom Prom program, which has been going so well. We've received so many donors. And this was just our rollout for this year, and I'm excited about it. It's actually sponsoring a teen mom for prom. We're getting their shoes, their dress, we're getting their hair done, we're even getting them a babysitter, which is like some don't really have. Like for me, when I went to prom, I paid for my dress, I paid my own shoes, I had to get my own babysitter, which was one of my friends I was going to prom with. I begged her mother to watch my daughter while I went to prom because I really wanted to go, and I didn't want to miss that. So I want this for another teen mother. I want them to know that, hey, you don't have to stop. You don't have to just give up because you feel like you can't go to prom and actually have this experience because you have a kid. No, that's not true. Life doesn't stop. But we want to be able to provide these items, these resources for them. So our Teen Mom Prom program, it's our last day for our applications. And if you want an application, you can go ahead and send me an email. And if you know a teen mom that will love to partake in this or get any of our services, we can go ahead and send you the application. And you just fill it out, and we go through the applications and make sure it's sufficient to where we can go ahead and assist them. And then we'll end up contacting them or contacting the guarantor and go ahead and start working out a plan to where they can get all these items for them for their prom night.
All right, that's amazing. I can't wait to see if you. I don't know if you are going to, but just maybe see some of the pictures of, these moms going to prom. I love looking at prom pictures. I don't know. It's always interesting the different things that people do. So I am excited about this organization and what they're doing and helping them with the makeup and the babysitter. Like, who would have even thought about to say, oh, they do need someone to watch their child for the evening so that they can actually go and not be worried about what's happening, what's going on, who's going to babysit. They can actually go and enjoy themselves and have that experience that as a high school student everybody should have if they want it.
Mhm. And that was one of the reasons why. And I feel like it will kind of allow them to be more confident too throughout life.
Yeah.
I mean, people say going to prom is not it's not important. Actually, you just don't know. Like, people that doesn't go to prom, tell you 2 years later, half of them will say that they wish they should have. They wish they would.
Mhm. That's true. That's so true. And now they get the opportunity, and they don't have to feel like just because something they did a year or 2 years that year, whatever the case may be, is make them feel like they should be punished or outcast or whatever. They should be able to go. They worked hard in high school. They should be able to go and experience this what do they call it? Momentous event.
Yeah.
And it's even harder when you have to do that and you have to be a mom or dad or whatever the case may be as well. You have to do all the other stuff the kids have to do plus that. So I thank you so much, for bringing this to the community. I look forward to seeing what your organization is going to do. You are such, just knowing you personally, you're such a sweet spirit. You're always worried, or not worried, but concerned about how other people are doing and how they, how you can help them. So I know this is going to be a great organization, you guys. If you want to help or you have questions, make sure you reach out to her and see how you can do that. So thank you for coming up on the show, Fiji. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. And also, I want to say that I want to announce that Next Chapter is planning to continue this prom program for 2019 prom students. So if you want to start getting ready for 2019, we're open to start for that. And then so just keep us in mind. And then also Next Chapter is proud to announce that we will roll out our Teen Mom Homecoming program, because we know that in some schools, prom is sometimes only juniors and seniors or just only seniors. But homecoming can be difficult, too. I was in the 9th grade when I got pregnant. So, the end of 9th grade, going into 10th grade. So, I mean, homecoming can be difficult as well, and we are releasing that, too. And follow our Facebook page. Again, that's at Next Chapter. We are rolling out a big event that will be happening either the end of this year or beginning of next year. Will be our Candy Land adult-size game, and we're excited to roll that out soon. So if you want to help out, costumes or anything like that, contact us. Again, our phone number is 440-574-0526, or send us an email.
All righty, you guys. So we have it here. We are going to end the show. So I thank you guys for listening in. I thank Fiji for being on. Oh, and Fiji, just one thing. I always ask my guests, can you please share one thing, or it can be a word, a quote, a scripture that you use to encourage yourself from day to day?
Sorry. Can you repeat that last part? It kind of...
Oh, sorry. Can you give us a quote or scripture or word, anything that you use to encourage yourself from day to day? Can you share that with us?
So one of the things that we've been going, well, me personally, I've been looking at is a quote from Oprah Winfrey. It's, if you look at what you have in life, you will always have more. But if you look at what you don't have in life, you'll never have enough. And this made me think more and realize that, I mean, I do. Every morning I wake up and look at what I have, and I'm blessed to have it and excited to see what God has more planned for me.
All right. I like that quote. That's really a great quote to have and to use. So, you guys, we thank her for coming on, and I thank you guys, listeners, for listening in to me every Tuesday, supporting my vision for the show and our network, and I am so grateful for you guys. And I will see you guys next Tuesday on the MsSavvyPro Show on the I Am a Superwoman Network. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the MsSavvyPro Show, and remember, there's always peace in purpose.